Happy hump day. Hello, my friends. I have a very funny, hey Mesha, I have a really funny topic that I thought that we should discuss. I'm just inviting some people over here on Facebook, so bear with me a sec. I wanted to talk about menopause and the things that our men or our partners or our children need to know or be aware of. Because it's been really funny. So since I've been perimenopausal for almost a year now, and the amount of content I'm doing around it, like just bringing the joy and the humor to it, so many people are saying it's just not talked about enough, or people are super serious about it. And, you know, it's something that's going to happen to all of us, whether we like it or not. Some people get it severe, some people don't, right? So we may as well at least talk about it and have a little bit of a humor about it. And I've kind of been like, because I write articles, if you want to be added to my monthly newsletter, just type the words newsletter too and I can add you to the list. But the things that have been happening to me, that like Croppy, who's my husband, is like, what's happening? Has made me think that we need to talk about it more. So I was kind of preparing for an article and I thought, you know what, I'm just going to talk about it here. So I would love to know, even if you guys are watching the replay, drop a 1 if you're in or have been through menopause, and drop a 2 if you haven't yet. And I say yet because, sorry, women, you're just going to. And sorry, men, because your women in your life are just going to. There's just no way around it. There's some people that obviously have greater symptoms than others. And some that don't. So I started writing some things down and I think it was like super funny. So I'm going to talk about them now with you. Hi guys. Okay, so you guys are going to crack up. So I'm on a couple of different platforms, so bear with me if I'm looking all over the place. Now, the time of your life where things change. We love menopause. The first one that I wrote down, so these are 5 things that your men need to understand, or your partners, or I also think you should tell your children, because my children are starting to learn what's going on with mum. And you know what's really funny at the moment? You guys can't see it on Facebook, but on Instagram you can see where my head is. See how I look like I've got horns? That's actually like my wizard behind me, but I just looked up and I'm like, because that's one of the things. So how do you know when you've started? Now also, I'm not a doctor. Please just remember that. And I will tell you because it's a really good question. So how I started, which is still current to this day, you go through perimenopause first. Perimenopause can last any length of time. Basically, perimenopause ends when you don't get your monthlies anymore. So for me, how I started it was I started having all of these weird things that were going on, but also my monthlies were coming, and they still do, every 10 days, but I would have them for 5 days, and they're chronic. And that's when everything, I'm still sick in case you can't tell. And that's kind of when I started thinking, oh my God, what's happening? Because that was just so much, like you're just constantly in pain and you're constantly tired because that's happening all the time. And then, hey Amber, hey Lise, thanks for joining. Bear with me, I'm very, very hot now, which is really funny because my first thing about menopause is we sweat a lot. That's my first thing. And these are the things that your men and your partners need to understand, or if you maybe have a mother that's going through it. We randomly sweat and we randomly overheat. That's exactly what you guys just saw happen to me. I just literally started sneezing and then I'm like, oh my God, I'm so hot. I'm just sweating. I went to gym, and sometimes at gym, it's so funny. I'll get what we call a hot flash. And all of a sudden, I'll be like, oh my God, and I'll just be taking my top off. I have a sports bra on at gym, and I don't care the size of my belly. I don't care what I'm wearing as long as I'm having some form of a sports bra on. And then I'll just be in front of the fan going, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God. And we just start sweating at random times. Hey guys over on Facebook, drop a 1 in the comments if you have been or are going through menopause, and drop a 2 if you haven't yet. I'm just waiting for comments to come through. They're not coming through for some reason on Facebook. My gorgeous friends over here. Hi, Shelley. This is a funny one. Okay, so randomly you're going to sweat. And then the amount of times I've been doing lives and it's been like running down my face and I'm going, oh my God, oh my God. You literally feel like you're burning from the inside out. And in summer, you can imagine it's 10 times worse. So these are the 5 things that we need to warn people of. And let's talk about when you sleep. So sleeping has been an interesting one because it's winter, so I like to have a doona on, but then, oh my God, it's getting really hot. And I kid you not, exactly what you saw me do then when I stripped this off, that is exactly what happens when you just wake up in the middle of the night and you're like, oh my God, it's so hot in here. Oh my God, why is it so hot? And then what happens? One leg comes out of the doona, two legs come out of the doona. I think you guys have all seen my reel on my TikTok. If you haven't, it's gone viral. I think it's nearly at like 500,000. But you just, and then you take the doona cover off, and then all of a sudden you turn the fan on or the aircon, and then you start to cool down, but then you get cold. As your body temperature is trying to regulate, then you get cold. So then what do? You turn the fan off and you put the blanket back on. It's like an never-ending cycle. So that is the first thing that they need to be aware of, is the fact that we sweat a lot. The second thing, which kind of comes to exactly what I was just talking about, and this is something that I try and tell Croppy, just because I'm nude or topless doesn't mean that I want it, if you know what I mean. It doesn't mean that I want to be close to you in that particular way. Many a times I'll just be walking through the house and I'll be like, oh my God, it's so hot, taking off my clothes, and I'll just lay on the bed like this with the fan going. Or in the middle of the night, the next step after you take all the doonas off and turn all the fans on, your clothes basically come off. So that's something that men and children, I'm fortunate I don't strip in front of the children. I do make sure that they are downstairs safely away while I'm like stripping off my clothes. So just because we take our clothes off does not mean that we want that. And then the third thing that I wanted to talk about was, if we are literally saying we're itchy and our skins are crawling, it doesn't necessarily mean that we don't want you near us, but your skin starts getting all of these crawly, it's like ants crawling on your skin. I ended up with, and you end up with like a skin pigmentation or a rash or something like that. It's so fun. And all of you guys are like, oh my God, I can't wait to go through menopause. This just sounds like so much fun. See what I mean? No one talks about this stuff, so I'm doing the talking about it. I ended up with a skin pigmentation issue on my back. My back got really, really itchy and it was so annoying and I couldn't reach it. So you will have to buy your woman a back scratcher, or you literally have to scratch her back when she asks, hello, aloha. Or you'll have to, because Croppy, the amount of times like, can you scratch my back? Please scratch my back. Or then put on some cream on my back to try and stop the irritation. So that happens too. It's so much fun, you guys. It's so fun. The fourth thing, my hot tip for men or children with someone in the household going through menopause is have chocolate stacked in the fridge. So you ladies know that when we go through our time of the month, we love chocolate. It's like a real amazing thing for us, right? Every single time my husband fuels up petrol, he checks in the petrol station and brings home chocolate. Obviously not the best health-wise for us, but I can tell you one thing, when you are in that much pain, because we literally feel like our insides are falling out, that you are going to need chocolate. Chocolate. So, which brings me to the fifth thing. You can tell your men and your children, for women going through menopause, do not comment on their weight. I mean, at the end of the day, you shouldn't anyway comment on weight. But I can guarantee, because of all the extra chocolate and depending on the age, it's harder to lose weight, right? So you will absolutely get what I like to call as a little power pouch. I call it a power pouch. And I train 5 days a week. You guys know that. I eat really clean. I drink my ketones. Everything is great. However, we have this little power pouch. You can't see it on Facebook. Hang on, let me tilt you down. You have this little power pouch here, right? And I call it a power pouch because you know what its job is? Its job is to protect our organs. It's there to support and protect those organs while we're going through all of this fun. So I'm going to repeat it for you guys. This is what I literally wanted to title this one, is 5 things that men and or your family need to know about you going through menopause that people just don't speak about. Number 1, we sweat a lot. We randomly sweat. We have hot flashes. Number 2, nudity doesn't mean we want it. It just means we're really hot. Number 3, our skins crawl, but it may not be you. You may not be making us all creepy crawly. Okay. Number 4, give us chocolate. Number 5, don't comment about our bodies or our weight because our insides are falling out and we have a power pouch. So, with that being said, I would love it if you guys would tag people or share this around for anyone else that's going through menopause, or share it to your page, or share it to your stories on Instagram. Share it around, because we need all the men and we need all of the children in the world to understand that this is all normal. And the whole reason I come to you live about all of this is because so many people say, oh, no one talks about it. No one talks about it. Well, friends, I do. And if you haven't already, make sure you hit the follow button, because I am a tad quirky and I will come to you with business training probably tomorrow. But I wanted to address that now. Have a fabulous day, everybody's.